What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Winging It Podcast. Jack, how you doing, man?
Good, I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm hating my checking account right now.
Don't we all? Even without these games.
So Nintendo did a thing this morning, and we're about to go into it now.
They
But
Nintendo. Yeah, they did a Nintendo.
yeah. So now my whole entire July is jacked up. So yeah. In the words of my down south, and y'all folks from down south, y'all know what I'm saying when I say this. Some stuff just gotta get pushed to the wayside.
Yeah.
Some stuff just got to get pushed to the wayside. But Nintendo decided to drop this.
There you are! You monsters!
Bridget.
Cut it out! We're your friends here! Did they order you to destroy Ouroboros too?
The world, our enemy.
Even though we're being chased by both nations at once.
There's a reason we met. There has to be.
That's why!
Let's go! Come here! I got something for you! What is that thing?
You've got a real death wish.
Now, kids, you share a common destiny.
I felt her thoughts. There were so many. And then they were a part of me. How are you inside me? Hold on.
Are we?
There's spark in me yet!
Hang in there, you're dead.
Come here! Noah!
Mimi!
Let's get stuck in!
Yeah, will do.
So you can take that form via a strong desire or emotion.
Oh, right out of your knee.
Henceforth, all orders are rescinded. Eliminate Ouroboros at all costs.
That is my revenge. It's payback for Nimue dying with her wish unfulfilled.
It's a wild ride, this passage of fate. We got ourselves a nice little awakening.
Why is my name on here?
My way demands we fight. Come then, and test your mettle against my lance.
Nanana, help with fighting!
I've never used this kind of blade before. But all the techniques I can use with it are flashing before my eyes.
Bring it home! Finish!
The only thing that can change all this is the will of Ouroboros. You kids, and you alone.
Not that I have all that much time to spare, but soon. Finding a path that lets us all live. I will make that my mission.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I like this fusion better than I like scales. Or having like little partners behind you. I like the fusion aspect.
I'm not gonna lie. The fusion part was dope.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna say this. The whole chain attack to overdrive situation.
It's already crazy combos you can do.
Yeah.
But so I have a question. I haven't played Torna. Does this look like the Torna battle system just with the fusions included?
Well, not with the fusions, but it looks like they took what they were doing in Torna. What Torna was a test run.
Okay.
That's sense. What it was. It was a test run. So because the Torna battle system is, in my opinion, way better than what was in Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay.
It just feels smoother.
Okay.
So it looks like they added this whole fusion system on top of that and added back in like the overdrive system from Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Okay.
So now I hope people understand why they remastered Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, because this goes right in line with that.
They shouldn't have done it, Jay.
Yeah,
Should have
but
mastered that.
but yeah, it looks like they did that for a very specific purpose and reason, and it looks like it's going to pay off.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
There was a lot to love about that trailer.
Yeah.
It looks like we also got playable no pawns.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be interesting.
Like I'm like I said, the stories always are great stories, so I'm not worried about that in the slightest. I'm more interested in the combat system. That's my key thing, because I agree. It took me a while to get into Xenoblade's combat system, because you always think, okay, well, you like the button mash and kind of be in control of your attacks. But I was also a big fan of KOTOR as a kid coming up through for Xbox, so I was already like, okay, I'm used to it. Now, do I prefer it? It depends. But it all comes down to what else you can add to it. Because in KOTOR, it was just a matter of, okay, select this, select this, select this. There was nothing extra to it per se. But now, it seems like Monolith has found ways to advance the system, and it looks pretty cool. And I can't wait to play it, unfortunately, in July.
Well, yeah, fortunately, but the problem with that
unfortunately,
so I don't think we've ever heard of this before in gaming, where you had a release window and they moved it up.
Crazy. Like, it wasn't even like a couple of days, because I mean, we've had games that got bumped up a couple of days.
This
was months.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Hey, look, Monolith Soft. Thank you, folks. But next time, Warner Brothers, because Square Enix, I feel for you, bro. Look, Live Alive looks great. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I don't know, because honestly, even though I know Nintendo doesn't necessarily, it doesn't seem like they don't pay attention to other releases. Aren't the Batman games supposed to drop this year?
Yeah, they're supposed to. But see, I think what Nintendo does, they don't go out of their way to try to cannibalize something either.
Right.
They don't do that. But once again, we've said this on the podcast before, dude. It's 2022. A lot of this stuff's supposed to came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
So something's gonna get cannibalized.
Yep.
You just gotta have to, as a gamer, as a consumer, you just gotta have to make your decision and go from there.
Exactly.
That's the only thing I can say, man. Because that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I mean, look, I'm like, hey, let's see. So, all right, Mario Strikers, y'all. I'm glad y'all coming out in June, because y'all was coming out in July. You wasn't gonna get bought.
That would have been a hard pitch.
Yeah, you weren't gonna get bought.
That was gonna be a hard pitch, because April's wide open. So I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
the Nintendo Switch Sports. That's easy.
That's easy. And that's the only thing coming. So
right, and then I don't. Is there anything coming in May?
Not that I know of,
or anything to care about.
Yeah.
But June was set, but they did end of July, so they're giving strikers room to breathe.
Yeah, they're giving it a little bit of room. They're giving it a little bit of room. So I mean, okay, cool. But I'm like, if they would have said July,
that would have been a tough one.
But I'm like, bro, Xenoblade comes first. That's like putting out like Switch Sports with Breath of the Wild 2 weeks later. What you think gonna buy what?
And see, that's the thing, because when you look at the sales numbers, right, it continues to increase over each iteration. So people are like, okay,
of course, getting into it.
Yeah, more people are getting into it, and because it's starting to get that attention, and it looks cool, and it's not something that you necessarily have to master, but you can master if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just kind of hard for a lot of people to get into games that, one, kind of move at a slow pace in the beginning and take a while to ramp up. And I think a lot of developers need to do a better job of kind of getting you into the game a lot faster. And I understand you want to build up because you feel like it's going to be something you take your time with.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're trying to find a new crowd, this hurry up and get instant gratification crowd, that's going to be hard to sell to them.
Yeah. But I think at this point, with how they've got by this point, if you've played the first two, you ought to know what to expect. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
So at this point, it's like, look, you know what to expect, and we're not going to change it. And I don't blame them for doing that, because
They shouldn't.
with the monolith games, you need that tutorial time, because it's going to come back to haunt you if you don't have it.
Right.
Like I'm telling you, toward the middle of that game, you're gonna be like, I'm getting stomped out. Why I can't do? Because you try to you try to go too fast. You need to take your time, especially when you can just walk around the world and a level 80 ape is behind you.
Yeah, and that
and you at level 10.
He gonna stump your ass out every chance he gets. You hear me?
Or you know what? I'm just gonna grind today. You know, I'm gonna get some levels up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna grind, have a good time. Hey, I wonder why it's raining in the forecast. As you can see, it's so beautiful out here in the environment. Is that a level 99 Tyrannosaurus Rex? Yes. That only comes out when it's raining. Yes. Can I run? No.
Nope. Because your team gonna try to fight.
Yeah.
So they gonna get knocked out instantly.
And if you turn around to run,
sometimes you just gotta take your L's when you get them. It just is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things where like you have to take your time with the Xenoblade game.
Right.
I'm interested in seeing how this is gonna all play out, because once again, I saw some stuff in that first trailer that was in Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Okay.
Like the Oblivia stuff, which is actually stuff from Xenoblade Chronicles 1. So I'm sitting there like, wait, what?
Then they're gonna do a recap?
They may.
Or do you think they'll just ignore the idea that these blend together?
I don't think they're gonna ignore it. I think what they're gonna do is you're gonna find it through side quests and stuff like that. That's usually how they handle it.
Right.
But I think that we may get like a little bit of a background of what this is doing, because you got Garmati people with, Hyacinthus.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 didn't have Hyacinthus in it.
No.
So what in the world is the planet that Rex wound up making, did that turn into Mira, essentially?
I don't know, man.
That's a good, question to have. So we wonder if they're gonna say anything about that, because like they've already confirmed that the Titan on the cover is Uriah with Mechonis's blade stuck through its head.
Right.
Well, cleaved. That's what cleaved its head. So
now with that, this is something that we were talking about before we got on. With this big push-up, what does this mean? Because you don't see month push-ups like this.
No.
You see pushbacks, but you don't see push-ups like this.
Well, the only thing I can think of is Nintendo either has something else that they want to get out this year that was done, that they were like, look, if we push this out, we don't have to worry about cannibalizing something. The reason why I think Zelda got pushed out, because they didn't want Zelda killing sales of something else.
I mean, we all know that was bound to happen.
Yeah. So if Zelda comes out and they have like, I don't know this, I'm just using this as an example. If Zelda comes out and you have Donkey Kong come out like 2 weeks before that, Zelda kills Donkey Kong.
It's gonna eat it.
Yeah. So if you move Zelda out, you can let Donkey Kong breathe and get some. The only game that's coming out that Zelda wasn't gonna kill was Pokemon. And that's because Pokemon is its own.
That or Mario.
Yeah, and that's because basically they're their own entities. Basically, they don't need to. If they come out, they get bought.
Right.
So that's pretty much how that goes. But
what's the chance of that September slot being a Zelda remake of something?
The only thing I can think they do is if they bring across if they bring like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, some that they claim was leaked years ago, that's been supposed to be coming out every year since it started.
You know how that works.
Yeah,
it was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
but they saw that I said it, so we had to push it. But it's coming though. It's coming.
Yeah, like because there have been the Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask on one cart. There have been the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess, which, to be fair, I really don't want them to do that, but whatever. There is also the rumored Bandai Namco thing.
But that would have to be far along. Like
We don't know what it is. It may be far along.
Yeah, because I mean, I always think about Astral. Like we heard nothing.
We heard nothing about Astral, and that thing was out in 2 months.
Yeah,
like we heard about it at E3. It was out at August 30th.
August, yeah. Wow. Yeah, so, I mean, you don't have to know everything. That's for sure. So I mean, looking at the list of Donkey Kong games, because if anybody got hope, I got hope. You hear me? The only time that there's ever been a September release for Donkey Kong was in 2006, Mario versus Donkey Kong 2, March of the Minis for the 3DS.
So because Donkey Kong is usually like a winter release, ain't it?
By the looks of it, Donkey Kong is all over the place.
Oh,
because you had Tropical Freeze February, you had Returns November. What was the last one? You had Jungle Climber August. The Original Country November. 64 was November. So typically the most common ones was November. But you cannot put it in November because I got a feeling that's Pokemon. You're not
making no money. You're not making no money. Pokemon can go at Call of Duty and not care and not blink.
Yeah. That Call of Duty, as big as it is, ain't got nothing on Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, like I said, I would love to have hope for Donkey Kong for sure. But for me to have hope for a game like Donkey Kong would have to get the same treatment Metroid's getting. You have to big it up. There's people that have long since forgotten Donkey Kong. Granted, like I said, the last game was in 2014, so geez, that's 8 years.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, and you gonna have to drum up that expectation. You have to drum up that love, especially if it's 3D. You gonna have to drum that up now.
Because they would have needed E3 for that. So that Donkey Kong probably would not be a good choice to do that. So me personally, I actually think September is probably going to be Bayonetta.
Ooh, so then what's October then? Because usually that's the Halloween.
But I have a feeling Bayonetta is going to be September.
It
makes sense.
Makes sense.
And once again, I don't know what extra game Nintendo has. I know they did make a comment that there's some games that we don't know about. They made that back in January. They said, "Hey, we got some games that y'all don't know about that's releasing in the second half of the year." So,
I mean, this could be new IPs.
Yeah, we have no clue. So,
this could be ARMS 2 for all we know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm with it.
So, but I'm like you. I have never seen this jump this high.
Nah, that was nuts. Realize people, September.
Yeah.
Like September.
Full on 2 months.
So that means off rip, the game was done. Like we were just whatever. Like unless the team came to Nintendo and was like, "Oh yeah, we'll be done way ahead of time."
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
Right.
Like, look, we're done with this game. We already did the polishing.
Right.
If they do DLC, that's what they're working on now.
Yeah,
if they're doing that,
that's gonna be later anyway,
and that'll be later because like even Torna came out a year and some months after it.
Change, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I can't see them being like, oh, well, if the main game's done, then So and also there is a special edition coming, but you have to get it off of Nintendo.com, which to me is a good thing because. I have never had a problem ordering stuff off Nintendo.com. That's how I got my OLED. That's how I got my N64 controller. But the thing is, they marry it to your account. So you can't buy 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can't do that.
They already know what's up then. Yeah.
So I think that's the perfect thing to do because that way it ensures that people should have a chance to get it and it won't be all gone in one day. Because we talked about this before on the podcast. Like the scalping situation is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
Like you can't put nothing out on GameStop's website or Amazon because they won't do limit one per person. They won't do it. Like
they won't do it. No.
Yeah, like when you go to that Nintendo store, they're gonna limit you. Like I think because like for the N64 controllers, it's 2 per person.
That's good. That's smart because somebody will buy them all up. And then try to resell them. So I mean, I've always been a person to want to go to a store and get something, but for special editions, because of the nature of now what gaming is, Yeah, have that on your store. Be that one thing that you sell from your store.
Yeah.
And say like, all right, cool. The only way you get in the special edition is from here, not GameStop, not Walmart, not Target. No, you're getting it from us because we have to limit you, and we know they don't give a damn. So to show you that we care about if you can get it or not, we're gonna make sure that you at least have this or that. But you know, at least on the controller front, you got to be subscribed to the online service to even get those.
Yep.
So that's even more smart because imagine how hard it'd be to get those if it was accessible to everybody. It'd be nuts. But
Yeah.
I'm all for it, man. I love Xeno. You know, as I get older, I get less and less time for a game like Xeno. Because even I try to boot up King Crusaders 3 because I've been dying to play that game, but that game is so in depth. You have to have time.
Yeah.
Like time. So Xeno is not on that scale, but nonetheless, I just hope it's a little more seamless to kind of like play through the game so that way you don't like if you want to dig into it, by all means. But if you want to just kind of like, okay, I can have my grinding moments. I want to build up here and do this, and then also be able to pay attention to the story. Then I would love for that to be accessible too. But playing
I will say the Xenoblade series is probably the best series that does that.
Yeah, they are. I'll give that to them. You know, especially you know, you pay attention to the story. I think there's only been like one time I didn't pay attention to the story and I didn't know what to do, but it was only because something had went wrong with the game and it didn't trigger the cutscene.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I think that was like when Poppy was in the area and I had to go catch up with Poppy.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, it didn't trigger. So I had to pretty much fight all those soldiers. And when I killed them, I'm like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? And that's when I was like, I hit reset, and then it was like, oh, it just didn't trigger for some reason.
Oh, okay.
But, other than that, I mean, they've always been good with the objectives. They made that change with the definitive edition for you to, you know, have a better sight on what them damn side quests are.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, if you don't know, just be glad you don't know.
Yeah.
But
you ever play that first one? That original Wii one, boy.
I played the Wii and the 3DS one. Yeah, and they both equally annoying. But it's so I mean it is what it is. But I love the game. I'm just more inclined to see what's coming up in September now. Because I don't think they'll leave September blank. It doesn't make sense.
Hell no. Hell no. Not when you not when you got the amount of stuff that you know you got to get out.
Right.
That you know you have to get out. Yeah, so folks, that's gonna do it for this. We're probably gonna talk about this again on Sunday. But we wanted to give our first little thoughts on it here because it did drop this morning. I watch Nintendo drop something else tomorrow.
You know it. That means to me, if this gets bumped, we're getting a direct soon.
Well, I kind of figured we're getting a direct just because of what happened with E3.
Correct.
So
yeah.
I kind of figured the direct that probably would have been at E3 is probably going to drop in May or June. They may keep it in June, but just be at the 1st of June or something like that.
I feel like we'll get a mini pretty soon.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get like some indie stuff out.
Yeah, because it ain't about time for an indie one. It's
about that time. Yeah. Especially considering the fact that no one has heard jack shit from Silk Song.
Yeah.
Like and that game is dead.
Yeah. And on top of that, we did hear about Freedom Planet 2 getting their Steam thing. So, and hopefully they'll drop the release date of Shredder's Revenge.
That's another one.
Yeah.
That one.
And the Cowabunga collection.
Cowabunga collection, golf season.
Yeah, golf season. Yep.
Like that game, I love the first game. But man, like they showed that game off how many years ago, and it's just been ghost.
I want to say like a year and a half. So I wouldn't be surprised if they show that and then be like, it'd be one of those situations. Oh, you can purchase it right now.
I mean, I would enjoy that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I would love that, but there's no way in the world that game should not be out already.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. Because they should have already had that. It wasn't like it was a graphically intensive game or anything like that.
I didn't even close. Well, not golf story. But didn't they change the name for the second one? Because now it's going to have more than one sport on there.
Yeah, it was supposed to anyway.
Yeah, so
You're supposed to.
we'll see. I mean, it's a Golf Story is a good game if you haven't played it. Metacritic gave it a bad score. They gave it a 78, but I mean, it's better than
Metacritic.
a 78.
Yeah, this is Metacritic. You know,
But yeah, I mean, I need to see something with that game too. But yeah, I mean, sports story. That's what it's gonna be called because it's multiple sports. But I don't know. I don't know.
yeah. So leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think. We will catch you guys on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Peace.
Oh boy. Peace out, peoples. Have a good one. Have a good rest of your day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this.
All right.
See you.